Greetings and welcome to Fright Night Flix, where every night is Fright Night. Today we're talking about one of the worst films I saw back in 2024, Madam Web. After reviewing the Venom trilogy and Morbius, I figured I might as well complete my suffering by tackling this entry in Sony's Spider-Man-less universe, whether it counts as a horror or not. But honestly, this movie is horrifying, just not in the way they intended.
A week ago, I spent my life racing against time.
I'm gonna help you out today, okay?
Trying to save people who were running out of it.
Jesse!
Until one moment changed everything.
You know what? I'm not even going to rewatch this film. I've seen it twice already and I can't put myself through that ever again. Instead, I'm reviewing this mess from memory because, trust me, it's burnt into my brain for all the wrong reasons. So let's break down why Madam Web is the absolute worst film in this lackluster excuse for a cinematic universe.
You ruined everything!
I honestly don't know where to start with how bad this film is, but here's one thing. Madam Web is a supporting character in the Spider-Man universe. She has never had her own comic book series, so the idea of making a solo movie about her makes absolutely no sense. The plot feels like a jumbled mess of half-baked ideas that were rewritten on the fly. You can tell this movie went through multiple rewrites and it completely wrecks the film's structure and tone. And to make it worse, there are no superhero elements here. It plays more like a low-budget thriller with Marvel slapped on it to trick audiences into thinking it belongs in a bigger universe. Weirdly enough, the film takes place in 2003 and features Peter Parker's mother pregnant with him throughout the events. So, is this set before Venom? Is it in its own universe? Nothing is explained or tied together.
Man, that is flagrant false advertising.
And don't get me started on the villain. He's atrocious. I think Tahar Rahim is a talented actor, but he's completely wasted here. Not only is his performance bad, but they dub over his lines and the lip syncing is horrendous. His character's goals are ridiculous, and at this, the villain he's playing isn't even a villain in the Marvel comics.
How dare you stand where he stood?
As for Dakota Johnson, this is the worst I've ever seen her act, and I've seen 50 Shades of Grey. Her performance is completely phoned in. She looks like she doesn't want to be there, and honestly, I don't blame her. On top of that, the comic book version of Madam Web is an old, all-seeing, all-knowing mentor. If they made a Spider-Man movie and had her as a supporting character and cast someone like Meryl Streep, it would have made more sense. I won't completely discredit the cast. Adam Scott was easily the best part. As for Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced and Celeste O'Connell, I get it. They probably did this to boost their names as rising stars, but I know they're much capable of way better.
I've had better.
I'm not going to go too hard on S.J. Clarkson. This was her first feature film, and hopefully she sees this as a learning experience of what not to do. I do appreciate that she was inspired by one of my favourite filmmakers, Wong Kar-Wai, but unfortunately, the execution didn't work. The cinematography is bland, the editing is clunky, and the whole narrative just feels disjointed. The production design looks cheap, and the colour grading feels like it's trying to be artsy, but just ends up looking off. It's frustrating because they actually shot this film on location, but the film's overall lack of quality completely buries that effort. Honestly, I blame the producers more than anyone. Sony is desperate to compete with the MCU, but they keep giving us superhero films that simply do not need to exist. Seriously, who the hell even pitched this movie? And which executive thought it was a great idea to greenlight it? At no point in the filmmaking process did anyone think, maybe we should just write this off for tax reason? Because Warner Brothers would have done that. And let's talk about that scene, the one where the three future Spider women jump on the table and dance to Toxic by Britney Spears. Now don't get me wrong, Toxic is a banger, but that scene had no business being in a superhero film. If you want to see a movie that actually uses Toxic in a more powerful way, don't watch Promising Young Woman, a far better film about women standing up against awful men.
You go, come on.
Before I wrap up my rant on Madam Web, I just want to remind you guys to hit that like button, subscribe to Fright Night Flix, and follow us on social media so you don't miss a single scare. Have you seen Madam Web? Did you hate it too, or did you secretly think it ruled? Let me know in the comments down below. I promise I won't judge. Okay, maybe just a little. Overall, Madam Web joins Elektra and Fantastic Four, the 2015 film, as one of the worst Marvel-related films ever made. This movie was a complete waste of time, and honestly, I can't recommend it to anyone.
Off! Turn it off! For God's sake, turn it off!
My final rating, I give Madam Web a 1 out of 5 stars and a 2 out of 10. I highly doubt even die-hard Marvel fans will be defending this in 5 years' time.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
So, thank you all for watching today's video. If you actually want me to tackle some good movies, then check out all my past reviews and join me next time for, hopefully, some better horror content. I'll be reviewing Craven Hunter very, very soon, so stick around for that. And as always, stay spooky.